Happy lunchtime if you're on your lunch. It is, what day is today? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's been a busy morning so far. Hello, everybody. If you're joining us live, if you're joining the replay, hello there. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to give you some social media tips. Myself and Ashley were chatting earlier. I want to introduce you to Ashley. Ashley is actually the founder of the social media savvy event, which is happening next week in Belfast. But I wanted to get Ashley on because Ashley Watson, I want you to tell us a bit about yourself, Ashley, and tell everyone what you do and where you're based and stuff. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Samantha. It's lovely to be here. And I know we've been chatting online for quite some time now, and we haven't actually got to meet yet in person. So looking forward to meeting you next week in person in Belfast. But a little bit about me to start with. So I am a marketer. I specialize in marketing strategy, but specifically how businesses, individuals, and entrepreneurs can use social media, digital marketing, and content marketing to connect with their audiences and grow their business. So the company that I own is called Copper Square. And as you can probably tell by the accent, I'm based in the north, but we work with clients right across the UK and Ireland, and we work across a range of different industries. We also offer like training and consultancy packages. So perhaps a company has a marketer in-house, but they maybe just need a bit of a sounding board or a bit of a kind of what are the latest tips and trends in social media that we need to be aware of. It might be a content planning session. And then there are other companies who fully outsource their social media content management and creation to us. And so we work with them to develop the strategy. We develop a monthly content plan, and then we create and publish the content across the relevant social media channels. So we're very busy.
Oh yeah, same. Actually, I do very similar to you. Well, slightly different, but similar. So, so we totally get. Actually, this could be something we could bring up today. Actually, we want to give some value here today. So I wanted to talk about, is content still key?
I think it was Mari Smith, the Facebook marketer, who coined the phrase content is king, but engagement is queen, and she rules the house. And that phrase has always stuck with me. Mm-hmm. So content is absolutely the king. But when it comes to social media, what we're always trying to do is give value and create content that has a purpose and a meaning. So it's not just content for the sake of putting up a post. It's actually something that your audience are interested in, that has a really good call to action, and that aligns with your overall marketing and business objectives. And that's where the engagement comes in. And that's why that's so important.
Absolutely. And the reason I said that was because a lot of people think, that I need to be posting, and they start panicking because they're like, what will I say? And I'm always saying, actually, what's more important is that engagement piece. Find people who might be interested in what you're doing. Find people you admire as well and follow them. And especially on Twitter, obviously Twitter is my kind of happy place, but Twitter and LinkedIn, I feel it's more about how you engage with other people and what value you can bring to that community. And it could be just something as simple as doing a retweet or a share, or commenting with your little piece, but keeping away from controversy and keeping it value. Like if you're going to I suppose with social media, the both of us are in the same business. So for me, I find sometimes with clients, for example, I'm like, I need content, and I can say loads of things, but they're the experts. They understand what it is they're trying to sell, or they're trying to tell people you're the expert in. So we do need that constant content. And some people think it's, I have to write an article. You don't have to write an article. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it brings it back to just reminding people that they're using social media. It's not broadcast. It's not selling media. It's having conversations and building relationships and getting to know your audience and your customers and even your peers online, because that's very much how you and I met, was by engaging through Twitter and LinkedIn. And that's where you build up these connections and have those conversations, and you start to realize that that's kind of where the sales bit, if it's the sales bit that you're focused on, that's where the sales bit happens. That's where that transaction happens once you've built that trust and that relationship with somebody.
Yeah, and another thing I see as well is people say, "Oh, well, how do I reach out to ask for this?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know," is the answer to that question because I never had to, because they came to me, and they were like, "What?" But that is the truth because I kept showing I was the expert. So this, if anyone's watching and they have a product-based business, for example, or a service-based business, show people that you are the gift that people should give to whatever, or show people that your product is the best. Show us behind the scenes, but people buy from people. So if there's two products the same, I'm going to go to the person who I like to buy the product. So if you can show us a bit behind the scenes, like there's a lady I watch, actually, she'd be delighted now. I'm giving her a bit of free advertising, the Smooth Stick, right? And it's for
Oh,
smoothing down the bits. I'll bring it with me to Belfast,
the
right?
fluffy bits.
The little bits at the top, and it smooths them down. And I just love following her journey. She brings us to the warehouse. She brings us to when she's packing all those little things make me want to support her,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's,
because she's doing that not to sell. She's doing that to show like the value of her product. She's bringing you on that journey. If she was to turn up on social media and be like the shopping channel, you would switch off.
yeah.
So taking the time to think about your message and your content, and being yourself, 100, like just totally being yourself. That's where you've had that connection, that relationship with that business.
Unless, of course, you're an idiot. If you're an idiot offline, you'll be an idiot
You'll be an
online.
idiot
So
online. Yeah.
if you are not great with people, for example, then maybe hire someone that is.
Yeah.
Hire someone and that's how we have businesses. Because actually, for me, I don't know about you, Ashley, but I find people come to me because they just don't have the time to do it.
Yeah, there's that. There's people that don't have the time, and then there's when you are the small business owner, you wear many hats, and you can't be the marketer, the finance director, the head of sales, the front of house, the logistics. You just can't do all of the things. And there comes a point in your business where you need to outsource. And it makes sense to outsource things like marketing, like accountancy, like your bookkeeping. And that's so important. So I think it's a good investment into your business to spend money sensibly on your marketing.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm the same. I mean, I don't show me a spreadsheet or like accounts. I mean, I'm terrible at that. So I have an accountant. I actually have a virtual assistant as well that, so I don't get overwhelmed. And Vivian just commented that, and Pierre just hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I'm going to put that comment up. So that's what I love about Restream. I can put the comment up on the screen there so everyone can see it.
Yeah, that's really, really true.
So is there anything else that you're seeing in social media at the moment that maybe we can bring up and help people with?
Yeah, one of the questions that I get asked the most, and I'm sure you're exactly the same, Sam, is what platform should you be on? And my answer is always the one that your customers are. And it seems very obvious and very simplistic, but it's the truth. So it's about choosing the platform that's right for your business and that's right for your audience, and building up consistency and reputation and being known as the expert on that platform. So it's not a case of jumping on to using TikTok and forgetting about Twitter. It's not about only focusing on Facebook. I mean, Facebook advertising, the value and the return that you can get from Facebook advertising is still phenomenal. But that's not to say that that's right for every single business. So it's about choosing the platform that's right for your business and the one that your audience are on.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree, because there's all these different platforms and people get overwhelmed. They think, which one should I be on? And I always say, well, where are your customers? And do you know what I find as well? Sometimes, and I know there's a lady, Sandra Maybury, she does the back to basics marketing. Sometimes actually people don't know who their customers are, because like I'd say, well, who's your customer? Can you give me a description of your customer? And they're like, oh, everybody's my customer. I see you've heard that before as well.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And I think that's the bit. People jump straight to social media and think that it's a strategy, and it's not. It's a tactic. So it's about taking the step back, going back to basics, looking at your overall strategy and how can the different elements of marketing help you to achieve that. So social media is going to be part of it, but it's not going to be all of it. So it's looking at social media, it's looking at your PR, events, traditional marketing, networking that you do, the outreach work that you do. It's all of those different activities. And it's not just putting all of the eggs in the social media basket, but and people forget about that because the tactics of social media and the creative side of it is the fun bit. We don't want to have to sit and think about the business bit, but taking the time to do that and to build think about your strategy, what it is you do and who you do it for, that's what makes the difference.
What it is you do and who you do it for. Keep it as simple as that sometimes. Wayne says, one thing which bothers me is that a lot of social media experts don't practice what they preach. Oh, Wayne. Well, I actually would agree with you there. But do you know what? It really doesn't matter. And I'm always saying this because I always ignore copycats or competitors and just keep being the best. And that's all you can do, is just keep being the best at what you do, and just show that you are the go-to expert. But those people that don't practice what they preach, they will disappear eventually, and that's the thing. So people will see that and they'll drop off, they'll stop following them. They'll be like, hang on, this person never engages with me, so I'm not going to keep following them. If someone engages with you, if you follow someone and they engage with you, it can make your day, and that's why I'm really, really all about the engagement. So Wayne, I understand that, Wayne, but you know what, it's about getting out of that mindset and just going, you know what, I'll just be the best instead, and then I'll take their followers. Do you know what I mean? So that's the way it goes. And Pierre also says time is a factor. Audit how you do activities so you can find time to market through social media. I love Pierre. He's in America.
Yeah, that's so true. It's social media. I think all businesses know that it's important, and that they should be doing it, but it quite often drops down to the very bottom of the to-do list. And then what happens is it gets to a Tuesday night, you haven't posted anything on LinkedIn, and you just very quickly wing something up and hope that it's going to work miracles, and it doesn't. So running a business takes time, and it makes sense to actually take that step back and allocate time to your marketing, to your messaging.
Absolutely, yeah. And there's different types of, before we I don't want to take up too much of your time, Ashley. I know you're busy preparing for Social Media Savvy. But one thing is, what kind of things should I put up? Should it be video? Should it be, I know short form video, folks. If you're not looking at short form video, definitely start looking at it. Short form video. And one thing I see a lot on Twitter is, if people do a video on Twitter, film it this way for Twitter, this way for Instagram and TikTok or whatever. But definitely, there's different ways you can do written content. You can do an article. You could write a press release, folks. Journalists are always looking for really good content, especially Wayne with what you do. Definitely, Nicholas, engagement needs to be authentic and must add value. Some take it personal and ego kicks in to prove a point. Well, actually, engagement needs to be authentic. That's really, really important. And I know we throw this word around, authenticity and stuff, but you know what? I was watching something where things are automated so much where I just like that personal touch. And if I don't like someone, I'm not going to comment on their stuff. So
yeah. And you can see that, you can see through the kind of bots and the AI type content. I think when you asked the question there about what type of content, and I think it's really important to, so one of the things, the way that we would kind of work in Corporate Square is we would work with the client to develop the message, like actually what is the piece of content, and then we'll look at what's the most appropriate way to say it. So what does that, who is the message going to, and what type of content do they like? So it might be then that you've got this one message and you can put it out as a press release, you can put it out as an interview like this, you can do a little quick behind the scenes video. So you've got maybe 4 or 5 different ways how to say your message, and you're in a different way. So you're engaging and you're finding out what works best, and what your audience are responding to and what type of content they are most interested in. But absolutely, short form video, I mean, you can see that with TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts, like that. That's the type of content that people want to consume online.
Absolutely. And you can't go wrong with images, and like there's so many tools out there anyway that you could actually make these little videos and stuff. Make sure your content is scratching the itch. So what Wayne is saying there, I suppose, like what I do sometimes actually is even questions that come up in this chat
Mhm.
today, I will use them when I'm actually going to provide content for the future. And now I have the subscribe button on Twitter. So actually my
Amazing.
subscribers, I get them to ask me questions, and then I
Yeah.
do little Twitter spaces just for subscribers and stuff like that. Um, but content, there was another question I was going to bring up about content. There's how much content, how many times do you post, all of that stuff.
Loads of piece of string, Sam, and
I
it's that
know.
thing, but it goes back to that thing that we said at the start. It's absolutely about the quality of your content over the quantity of it.
Mm.
There is no point in publishing 4 or 5 times a day, 10 times a week, whatever your frequency is, if your content's rubbish and you're not engaging with your audience. You're absolutely wasting your time.
Yeah, another thing as well, Twitter polls. I use Twitter polls in a way that, like, I would ask a question and then the answer, let's say 98% of people say something, whatever that 98% thing was, I will explain why that
Mhm.
98% is there, and I'll write an article around the results.
Yeah.
But I know that social media savvy, you're going to be covering a lot of this stuff. And for people who are not in Ireland or in Northern Ireland, you can actually join online as well. But tell
You
us a
can.
bit about social media savvy. It's
Okay.
coming up.
So Social Media Savvy is taking place next Thursday, the 1st of June, and it is being held in person in the beautiful Titanic Hotel in Belfast. And we also live stream it too. So even if you can't come to Belfast, but you still want to get involved, you can join us live online, and you will get a link to a replay as well. So if you miss any of the sessions or you want to catch up on one of them in particular, you can do that.
I did that last year, by the way,
You did that
folks.
last year.
It
Yeah.
was brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant. And I could just pick and choose which ones I was going to watch live, and then yeah,
Yeah,
brilliant.
and we have a similar to the setup here. We have the capability to take questions from people online and put the questions to our audience as well. So we are covering a whole range of topics next Thursday. We have a session on social media strategy. We're talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. We have a session on how do you manage your brand reputation in the age of social media. We have the lovely Shannon Rowan, who's the group marketing lead of Denman Brushes, sharing how they are using social media. Alan Wallace from Inspiring Belfast is talking about TikTok. Peter Craven, with a very special guest, will share the importance of video and how they have used video marketing to create impact. Una Carlin is hosting a session around a case study example. Shirley Palmer's hosting a session on reimagining likes and turning that into impactful change. And we have
Brilliant.
myself, Sam, on talking about how to go global on LinkedIn and Twitter. So there's heaps and heaps of content. And Alan Mahan, I knew I was sitting back in my brain going, there's somebody else. Alan Mahan, who is the founder of Brewgooder, will finish the day by talking to us about the story of Brewgooder and the importance of why. So there's a lot of content. It's a real mix of like delivery in terms of presentations and case studies and things like that. Attendees get a workbook too, so it's packed full. It's that value piece. It's about you actually leaving with something kind of tangible to go away and implement or think about for your business. So it's like, as you said, it's a good fun event too, Sam. So really looking forward to to you coming up to Belfast and to meeting you in real life.
I know, so funny, folks. This is a perfect example of building relationships online and then taking them offline. Like Wayne and I, we met online. We met on Belfast Hour, and then we met. He spoke at a couple of my events and one of my big conferences as well. And the joy of meeting someone in real life that you've been engaging with for ages on. It's actually not handshakes. It's hugs, not handshakes.
Oh,
And I just feel like even now, like we're doing the little interview because I'm trying to help Ashley because she's like getting me up to Belfast. I'm going to be visiting. I love Belfast, and Stacey says she loves Belfast. And Stacey, I think you're in America. I think, yeah. So we're we're already talking to a global audience here. But folks, even if you can't join us in person, come and join the live stream. It will be really worth it, because I really enjoyed it last year and I did get the value, and the value is key. And that's another big thing I want to just say about social media is value. Always give value. Think about, it's not about me. It's about my audience. What do they need? What would inspire them today? What would give them hope today? What would educate or empower them today, or entertain them today?
Absolutely. That's it. Oh, Stacey's in Wales.
Oh, Wales, you're only across the road, sure. Or the water anyway. Not the road, not yet. Maybe we'll build a bridge someday. But definitely, thank you so much. And anything you want to add, Ashley?
No, thank you so much, Sam, for having me as a guest today. I really appreciate it. And I am very much looking forward to seeing you in Belfast next week. And it would be lovely to see. Don't forget, Sam has a discount code to share with all of her audience as well. So make sure that you use that if you're going to come along. So it's Savvy Samantha.
Savvy. I'm just going to add that now to the ticker, Savvy Samantha,
and you'll get 10% off your ticket price too.
Oh, okay. See, there you go. So hopefully, folks, see you there, and thank you so much. And even if you're not going to be there, or you're not going to join, or you're not going to get a ticket, have a look for the hashtag. What's the hashtag going to be on the day?
Social media savvy. It's a long one, but
hashtag social media savvy. So yeah, keep an eye out for the hashtag, folks, because even if you're not at the event, there'll be lots of tweets coming from the event with value and stuff, and little snippets. And like what Mark said, like this discussion, it's another little tip for social media. You can have a discussion with someone, and then you can chop it up, and then you can make it into little images, little kind of sound waves, stuff like that. And so yeah, really cool. Thanks, Mark, and thanks, Dave. Thanks, Pierre and Wayne as well for joining us, and everybody else. Thank you. Thanks, Ashley. Have a great day. Bye, everyone. Good luck.